I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make it statement.
Hey everybody, happy Sunday. How is everybody doing? You got this. I love you, Crazy Nurse. Hey, blues, how are you doing? I'm gonna turn this down just a smidge. How's everybody doing? What's going on? It is Sunday. Oh, that will be me the next 4 days. Definitely. I'm supposed to be going back to work tomorrow. Darn it. I figured since my littles are down for a nap, I would come on up here and, hey, GM, how are you? Discuss a few things. Hey, Susanna. So, I've got a lineup of hot topics. And just kind of want to go over. You're supposed to be off. Oh, man. Hopefully it's overtime. Hopefully it is overtime. I'm just pulling my stuff together. Oh, hold on. Oh, no, overtime? Well, that's not fun. Okay. I was just pulling it up on my phone. I didn't realize I deleted one of my songs. You're on sound. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. It's good. It has its pros and cons. It really does. Because I always noticed, like, when I was on salary, I would, like, because it's seasonal, you know, so it would balance it out from off season, but in your profession, not so much. You're going, oh, I love soccer. I played for 12 years. I played center D. They called me the metal foot. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely pros and cons because you can be more stable, but then you can also be like screwed at the same time. You can plan, but then it's just there's pros and cons. And especially living in like a touristy area, it definitely has more pros. But then again, it has more cons too. All right. So, I want your opinion on what you want covered first. And just comment in the chat on one of these topics you want me to cover first, or else I can always go in. Oh yeah, Susanna put Brookie to work. Okay, so we're gonna go over Megan Walsh and her baby daddy drama. Kayla Montgomery. The bullying within the true crime. Or Dylan Rounds. Some Vaughn updates. And then we're also going to go over some of the missing on the FBI. Oh my goodness. Yes, GM. I couldn't live without my AC. And then what's your opinions? I want to kind of have a discussion on what's your opinions between accidental or having a rash accidental or like impulsive anger. So you want to go over the bullying first since Crazy Nurse? Okay. Well, I don't know how many people saw my live. I streamed 7 hours. Susanna was a trooper. Brookie was a trooper. We got somebody.
Hey.
Hey, how are you? How's your weekend going so far?
I don't know. I've been very tired and sleeping a lot. Can you turn the music down a tad, please?
You're so picky.
I know. My brain is so fuzzy. It's hard to do it all.
She's a pain in my butt. But
Appreciate you.
Their anger is narcissistic. Good point. Good point.
Let's see.
Okay.
Chat. I've been missing the chat, so I'm gonna look through and see.
So basically what's gone on over the weekend has been a lot of attacking within the community. Granted, true crime definitely has a lot of bullying or banter back and forth or planned arguments, in my opinion, from what I see. Would you agree to that, Susanna?
I'm sorry, repeat it.
That
I'm sorry.
The true crime community, a lot of the bullying or arguments are like a back and forth.
Yeah, the thing is, don't distract me, Brookie. The thing is, it would be nice if everybody could just stonewall them and just not give them any of their energy, but it's so hard, especially when you have a reputation to uphold. So I think that's where the back and forth comes in.
I think also it kind of, as a subscriber, I know you just sit back and watch because it's just ear noise at that point. But then what's the difference between taking it too far and playing on the line of becoming real life and who should be involved? She does speak facts.
Yeah.
I second
Yeah. Let me not look at my phone. Let me turn off this chat because I'm distracted today.
Yeah.
As far as the line goes, I mean, I don't know. I don't think anybody should go at anybody. I think everybody should mind their own business, worry about your own circus, and keep looking forward. And don't look at the people on the side of you and what they're doing and what they're saying. And that wouldn't feed the trolls and whatnot. But, as I said, it's so hard.
Well, no matter where you go,
you get content off of it. So, some of them are doing it on purpose.
No matter where you go, there's going to be haters. There's going to be judges. There's going to be criticizers. And sometimes those are your best viewers, your biggest audience. And so thank you. Thank you not. It's a fine line of bringing it into dangerous, though. I think off limits, it definitely, subs have been attacked, which if you're going to argue, definitely keep it within the creators and hash out your beef. But if you're going to be negative with one another, don't bring others into it, you know, or the ones that don't choose to be or aren't in it. For example, like in family or spouses or.
Yeah. Anyone who isn't named, like, you know, here I am, this is my name, this is my face. You know, if you want to debate with me, that's fine, but you don't need to go at my family or my associate, you know, my, what's that other word?
Yeah. Hey, Grammy Age, good to see you. So happy to see your face. Yeah, it definitely, there's a fine line of it being like a banter to like swatting and calling and threatening and harassing and doxing, because then there's real life mental illnesses, and that's what people really don't get is there is a lot of people that will go farther than what potentially could have been just like a planned little bash between each other turn into real life because somebody actually took it seriously, you know? And it's definitely a tough, hey Sharice, thank you for joining. No, not upset with you at all.
Okay, yeah, I wanted to actually go back and comment on that. Do you want to address it or?
What?
The what she thinks she might be upset about.
Oh no, she was just having a rough day yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think we did actually spill it out, you know, but you know, that's another fine line thing. Like, you don't really want to talk about people, and that's why we have a problem of just being forward with it, because we don't really want to do it. We want to talk about the situation, but we don't really want to drag the people and start drama. So that's why we kind of keep it
basically
low-key.
what she's saying is sometimes we won't drop names just because we want to make sure that we have our facts first, right? And then also for the safety of us, because we all have little kids. And who knows who's out there that would want to go on the attack or the harassment, you know? Oh God, I'm pulling a, you know? Now I'm hearing Justice in my head. He had me rolling last night.
Where at?
So basically what come to my attention was I didn't realize that a certain creator who has attacked one of our creators that we are close with and we consider a friend towards her kid, their daycare, and her volunteering for episode.
Yeah.
That's just absurd. Now, when you sit there and throw slanderous words out, like, I've worked on so many, me too, crazy nurse, but it's my coping. So many more cases than you'll ever touch. Well, sorry, buddy. I don't see you boots on the ground searching like I see this one. Just because it's not public out there blasting it doesn't mean it's not happening. Because Susanna and I both have seen selfies and have called her when she is getting ready to walk into a search. You know?
Yeah.
So finding out that this same creator went after a different creator who has quite a good following, after her and her kids too, that's what I want to bring up. What brings a fine line? And also getting close to the families of the missing. You know, it's just, are you really looking at the facts at that point, or are you trying to protect?
Yeah.
What do you think, Susanna?
Huh? We're gonna chat.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's all a mess. I think they should be ignored. I think, you know, protect yourself and your family at all costs. Report it to the police and move on about your business. That's all you can do.
But unfortunately, it's real life, and people don't always handle it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Report it to the police. Find, can protect yourself and your family however you can. That's all you can do at that point.
Yeah.
Going back at them and doing all this and that is probably counterproductive.
There's also a certain extent of, what do you think, chat? Should you at least let it be known, hey, this is what's going on? Or depending on the creator and depending on who they are as well, it honestly depends. I want to expose the bullying, but where you're still classy and not causing drama, but also with facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you mean like, is it okay for me to say names?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Or,
do you mean like, oh, okay. Well then it's what I was about to say is not going to work then. So, but yeah.
a name? What's the first initial of the name?
L is a piece of crap and needs to stay in his lane and let people do their good deeds. And you move on about your business because it's not your business.
Yeah, we'll call him LD.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he attacked a Z and her kids.
Yeah.
And now it's almost like a channel hopper, but a go-getting attacker, a bashing, because a big old C. Oh yeah, rookie, you are a magician. Is also, but what boggles my mind, and if I'm wrong, let me know, but when they get so intoxicated that you can't even read their damn text or what they type right. It's like you have to put your mind into drunk scenario and read it and then translate.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. It definitely feeds the feuds. And sometimes some people that are on YouTube don't necessarily, they take it as real life. And they don't realize it's just to create clicks and views between creators. But then again, some creators actually go real life and are dangerous to others just by threatening. And that is not okay. I shall
no. People should feel comfortable with what they're, that's their space online on YouTube. They created, worked very hard for. And that should be their safe space.
I agree.
No,
and also, if you're gonna hate, just don't click. But unfortunately, some of the haters are the best viewers.
Yeah.
They're the number one fans of the ones that they dislike the most.
Yeah.
So and then that brought up to, I'm going to say his name because he made his entrance. That Duke Pharaoh guy.
Mm-hmm.
That poor guy let a Wild Wild West open in his live yesterday. And he was just like, I thought true crime was going to implode when I saw that. Because he was modding everybody and anybody. And yeah, subs do start stuff too. They'll jump between chats and say, did you hear this? Did you hear this? Did you hear this? Did you hear that? Especially if they're working closely with the creator, I've noticed some of them.
We're gonna have to.
Yeah, loved ones are off limits. That is true. Buying subs, Mumbles is down. Hey, you know what? You're gonna have to change that nickname, Brookie, because that was my nickname growing up, Mumbles. Because I still do it. Not as bad as our Mumbles. But it definitely
Don't look at it. Let me go and start a separate chat. I don't know about that one guy you were just talking about, so I just squeezed out a couple of little text in the meantime. Let me not distract you though. We'll wait. Sorry.
I agree. I agree, Brookie. They definitely need to hash it out between each other or keep the banter, but not have little trolls or minions going after the others or the subs or the creators or the family that aren't on the camera or on StreamYard or YouTube. I mean, the ones that they keep private, they should be off limits. Vanessa, what's up? Miss Amnesia?
Oh, is Solly's live over?
Maybe. He said he only was going to do a little bit. He's being attacked for his Cody Bigsby flyers for having Contact 911 or Dolly Vision on there. Some people are bashing him hard for that one. I saw that post. And then he brought it up on his live when I was in there, while I was getting ready for here.
Yeah. I mean, well, some people might not want to call 911.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially if it's like the saying, snitches get stitches, you know? Kind of like a bounty hunter or somebody that isn't law enforcement. Sometimes people are more comfortable talking to. The Lies of Holler posted about it. Yeah, I saw that. And I was just like, dude, he cannot catch a break. He cannot light his smoke with the oven. He cannot go out to drink. He is not, definitely not allowed to make missing person signs either. Or offer to help, by that means. I think he just needs to be like shackled to his YouTube chair, his office chair. You called your bounty hunter, buddy? Are you talking about my bot, Crazy Nurse? So it's just like, I honestly think that's ridiculous. And it's just bashing and bantering or having your opinion is one thing, but threatening to dox kids and loved ones is just ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. It really is. It really, really is. Ah, my mouse won't work. No, the female creator. Now you've perked my attention, Crazy Nurse. Charisse, so they actually had you go out and troll the other true crime channels? I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. I mean, it definitely does bring clicks and views, but what's that line? In the end, if you're going after others' family and kids, and you're being an advocate for the missing and the kids, that's just shady. And your subs see through it. I hate to say it, but your subs see through it. Being a sub myself, you just see it and then your fact and your word, they take it with like 50%. They don't take it for what it's worth. So it'd be like the boy cried wolf. Don't know if you're gonna go real life or you're speaking facts. And that's pretty unstable, irrational. And frankly, it's just immature. You can't be an adult to agree to disagree. You can banter all you want, like this person was an asshole, this person was yada, yada, yada. But to go and threaten exposing and going after family and people that aren't even involved, that's taking it too far. You shouldn't be an advocate for missing and keeping people safe if you're going to be pulling this shit, to be honest. She's not a real nurse. I'll have to think of who you're talking about. Okay, so I'll pass on to the next one, but I just thought it was interesting that this one creator has gone potentially now real life threatening to 2 separate that I'm aware of. There could be more. And minors at that. That's just, it doesn't set well with me when you're going to be an advocate for missing and minors. It just doesn't. Tonight at 9 Eastern Standard Time, Candace Coley is going to be on Dylan Rounds.
Duty Ron?
Yep. Going to be on Duty Ron tonight at 9. And his birthday is tomorrow. He would have been 20.
Yeah. Sure enough. I have a little tiny pot with a sunflower seed in it. I'm gonna plant that, I guess. It was for my kid, but he lost interest this year.
Yeah. I love sunflower seeds, and I thought that was a great idea. We did that for my dad's funeral. Preach it, Grammy H. The creators, aka bashers, are the ones who are not actually researching and actually spreading facts and awareness of the missing children cases. Yeah. So basically, the ones that are deflecting are the ones that are protecting. It's more become of you got too close, so now you're protecting. Not off of facts and actual recordings or actual evidence that not everybody has been privy to hear or see. And I can speak off of what I've seen that not everybody has seen. That some people don't even know exists. So think what you want, but you can bash all you want. But certain ones that are getting a lot of heat right now, like Eve and the Twitters, weasels, those girls, they learned their lesson. They got too close. And then they're like, something's not right. And then backed up and took notes, which was really smart and really, it was really good, because sometimes it definitely, you need that. You need to look at the facts and correct, Brookie. If people did misinform and feed shit out, we wouldn't be putting out and stopping LE from doing their jobs. That is so true. I mean, and it's also keeping their faces out there, the missing, the cases. Granted, if you want to highlight that story or go over it, keep their names out there, keep their voice out there, keep their story out there, keep their face out there, whatever it may be, whatever you want to keep out there. As long as their name is being spat out of your mouth, I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with is thinking that because you got too close, you're blinded. It's kind of like, in my opinion, it's like when you're in a new relationship, right? And it's the honeymoon stage. You're blinded by love. I feel like it's the same way when it comes to, I've noticed it's almost like the same relationship with certain creators and families or parents of the missing. Specifically the ones that are not street smart. Now, some of them, they talk a good talk, but I can see their BS. And I can read them like a book. But not everybody can do that. So they really think they're hardcore. Yeah, like a lust. It's almost like a lust. It's where you're blinded by love, but this time you're blinded by innocent. And so, and you don't do it ass backwards. You always want to clear the parents first. Always. You don't clear them last. And I saw a comment last night that made me kind of laugh. Be like, well, you know, I follow and do a lot of cases, and they don't clear the parents until after the case is closed. Really? They want to clear the parents first. You got that ass backwards, just like you're supporting. Yeah, you can spot it. And typically it avoids you.
All right, wait. Did you just hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
You're good.
I'm trying to find some content to show on another topic. So
okay.
That's what I'm doing.
And then also we had 2 Amber Alerts in Florida over this last weekend. And both of them have been canceled. Thankful for that.
Okay.
When I saw Pasco County, I was like, shoot, I always miss my Shep and Yogi. I don't miss their trainers. They're cute. They're good eye candy. But I love the pups. And so does my big guy. He lives through them because he's not necessarily a police dog. But he will sit there and watch the whole live PD. It's hilarious. Jack, when I turn it on, he sits there and watches show from when there's a canine on the TV. He just sits there and like is super focused watching everything. Correct, Crazy Nurse. Great point. In God we trust. All others are suspect. That is a great point, girl. And so true. It's so true. And who cares if they don't support? They're stating out the facts that they have found, and it's coming from the direct source. So it's just hypocritical to me. And it drives me nuts. I cannot stand hypocrisy. Now, I understand playing like politics and good old boys, but not when it comes to a kid's name on the line and finding them. It's not worth it at all, you know? So then,
This one might be a good one. Controversial-ish.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
So then I have a question for everybody that's in chat. What is your opinion on, we kind of touched base on this the other night when Bullhorn jumped on my panel at 3 a.m. 7 hours of straight streaming. I'm still tired from it. So what's your opinion on finding, oh yeah, they do have records. Hold on, I got that. Oh shoot, I hit the wrong button. Okay, well that's loading. I'll get over here. Yeah, a lot of them do have records. But my question is what are the odds? I wish I had open polls, because when it comes to, please don't forget to give me a like.
Yes.
Please, and
Share,
join my
subscribe.
Discord. Please join my Discord. Correct, GM. I would too. Exactly. I would be like, all right, let's get this done. Let's go. Doo-doo. Yes, I said doo-doo. Yes, you are. So basically, what's the point? What's your assumptions of, or theories of when a kid goes missing. Do you think it would be a rash decision of anger? Do you think it was an accident or an accidental anger issue? Do you think it was intentional? There's multiple variables that could go into this of missing kids. Now, say your kid falls over, like mine. I got called at work and had to rush home because my little was playing with his twin, fell over and hit his head on the floor. Say something more traumatic happens. Thank God he only had a minor concussion. But what if something worse happened?
Yeah.
Potentially. Say they hit their head and then they were not alert and they were gone. Enough brain damage. It was a heavy hit.
I think first it's what happened. Second, it's what did you do to the person nearest. If it looks like something that he wouldn't have done to himself.
Well, I'm just talking about if a kid had an accident for the first one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So say if a kid had an accident, normal people, yeah, I think correct. The significant other, just like when somebody's missing, you look at the significant other or parents, the ones that are closest to you. That's who you eyeball first. Sorry, Jack's being loud. Don't mind my bulldog if you hear him. But
Jack, get ready to scoot over, buddy.
Yep.
Recognize his voice. I'll come give you
So-
stretches.
In my opinion, if there was an accident, you take their butts to the hospital. And if they send, correct, Grammy H. Correct, you call EMS. Now, what if it was a parental rash, like you just saw red, your kid pissed you off so bad. And then you had a spout of extreme anger, and then came to. There's so many different variables of how, I don't understand it, but my mind goes through all of these different processes. Like, did they dip into the drugs? Did they have an OD? Did the parents actually give them something? Or did the parents do it to sedate them to go to bed? And then it ended up being too much.
Mm-hmm.
Correct, crazy nurse. That's what us normal people would do, but we're not. If they wanted, say they got into some of my meds, it wasn't me, but say they're little magicians. Kids are little magicians, and that's why you always got to be 2 steps ahead of them. And they give you the full runaround, trust me. But a lot of people, and I think most institutionalized people, or have had bad interactions, or they've already been looked into through DCF or DCS, and something happens, say kid A got into my pills and he's not looking so good. The normal ones in us would go and get help, right? It's the ones that go and hide it, try to brush it under the rug.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid of a DCS visit or getting their kids taken away. So they'd rather have that one kid suffer and say it was abducted, which, again, there's only a 7% chance of the kid being abducted. And it's just, in my opinion, I don't care what I would have to face my kids getting the medical attention that they need. Because when you bring that kid into this world, they are your priority.
And why wouldn't they at least try, That's
well, you never know. They very well could have. They could have tried to help them, but to call legal. Or say something happened to the kid and they've already passed before you even noticed. There's so many different variables. And it's just like the normal person in me. I don't care what it is. I'm getting my baby to the doctor. Hell or high water.
Mm-hmm.
I am a true and blue mama bear for the ones I love and my children. My children will always come first. And it's definitely like, I think a lot of it has to do with fear when it's parents, between anger or fear. Those are the two variables. Exactly, crazy nurse. As long as it's worth saving your kid, I don't care what I'm facing. Exactly, Grammy H.
I have.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I have a private comment coming through. It says that's why a lot doesn't want to share what they know like 100% because of all this passion and threats, especially when you live in the middle of one of these true crime cases. And when you did get on live and tell true facts, people start sending things on that chat, asking who you are, what's your real name. Sorry, it can be dangerous if some of these people find out. And then the next one says, there's nothing normal about parents like that. Sorry, I was behind. I didn't know I was receiving these, but there they are. Commenting on what's being said here.
Where?
Directly to me.
Oh.
Someone anonymous.
Where'd you send it to?
No, they sent it to me.
Oh.
On my phone. It's our friend.
Can you repeat what you said?
Oh, which part? Am I too low? Should I get other headphones?
No, you're good. Can you just read it? Not I, Brookie.
Okay. So I had missed it. I didn't realize that I was getting these. So this one, first one was in regards to the bullying and the back and forth or whatever. And then the next one was about what we were just talking about. Says there's nothing normal about parents like that, with the way they react to things.
There definitely isn't anything normal about that. I think the average mother would not matter what comes their way as long as their kids are safe and protected.
Yeah.
And it definitely, I just don't understand that. My loved ones come first. I come last. And I've always been that way, no matter what. But you're good. You're good, Brookie. So let's look at the next one. What were you gonna say, Susanna, while I'm looking up this?
I'm gonna send you a private chat real quick between topics just to see if you have it.
Okay. Now, everybody knows about Doug Live. His arraignment date is August 12th in Venice, Florida. And a bunch of us creators will be there. I know so far that I believe Eve told me she will be coming for that. Justice for all. Molly Golightly.
Has she said lately that she's still going?
Yeah. Icket Mel will be there. Bullhorn Betty. I think JLR. There's a whole big group of us that are going to be going. And
she is going to go. I want to meet her. She's so sweet.
Yeah. And I fully believe, from what I've heard, there's going to be a meet and greet between Bullhorn, Molly, Mel, Justice. They're going to have a meet and greet. And so I'm going to look into some venues for them because I have a few ideas.
At the beach, hey. I got 2 tents if I can have the room for him.
Me too, Grammy H. He definitely made me giggle. I was one of the giggle girls at home, though. Me too, GM. Me too. I keep going into the wrong list. So Kayla Montgomery. Get the link to panel and then put it in private chat while on StreamYard at Crazy.
Ah.
Oh yeah, you just pop backstage if you don't want to come up. And then there's a private chat option for whoever's on the screen. So what's your opinions on Kayla Montgomery? You think this was, I agree with Lauren that this was strategically placed for that welfare fraud to kind of get answers. Let her out, get her a taste of freedom, and then put her back in. You grab this link, Crazy Nurse. Oh, no, not this link. Oops. Which one got hooked to YouTube, Grammy H?
What the hell does that mean?
Okay, so you link onto that. And if you want to go in backstage, there's a private chat there. So I personally think that, yeah, Doug Live. Yeah, he got hooked to the tube. He sure did. And we all love some Doug Live. Especially when he was going out to the Love Shack with his night vision. And then he would like be talking. He's got the gift of gab. That's why he's a good car salesman too. But I definitely believe that they used it as a negotiating tactic to get answers for Harmony.
Yeah, I just don't think he cares enough about her to, you know.
No, I'm talking about Kayla.
Out of her.
Her charges were dropped for the welfare fraud.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that was maybe a deal. Yeah.
I see they initially set that up to make a deal because they knew she knew something. Yeah, Grammy H. I think we all started YouTube around the same time. Same here. But it was also the same time that my twins took over the TV. Because until like October with Gabby, I was only subbed up to like 2 channels.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. And then that's the history. Is anybody interested? But I don't know. If you want, I would love to hear your opinions. Either write it was dropped just because they didn't want to deal with it, or write negotiate if you think it was a negotiation ploy. What's your thoughts, everybody? Because I honestly think it was a negotiation.
Yeah, because they weren't trying to be easy on her.
No, they let her out, got her a taste of freedom, and then slammed her right back in. They let her out just long enough, so they must have been watching her and following her. You think it's a plea deal? I think they filed it with no intentions of following through. Because of the scenario and when they last saw Harmony. I'm waiting to hear what goes on with that fridge. Speaking of which, that was during Summer Wells's vigil that they cased that apartment and took out the fridge. I have to say, oh, all right, Grammy H, enjoy your littles. And get some rest. You might be a little jet lagged. You never know. I am, just from streaming. But you think she made a deal too, Crazy Nurse? I think it was a plea, but on the prosecution side, no intent of following through. They knew she would be hook, line, and sinker, you know, because they figured she would take it. It's only the really hard convicts that have a lengthy history that we're like, screw that. I'm facing life anyways. I'm not going to take a plea deal or lose. Exactly, Brookie. I agree with that. It definitely had evidence. They either use it because being a part of a missing child to the federal offense, they got her to talk to lower her time. I agree completely. Because holy hell, how do you claim for a kid for a whole year, 2 years, let alone, and never be investigated? I know when we have to do it, we have to they stay on top of you with the doctor's primary follow-ups. They watch everything here. Yeah, but to get away with it for 2 years, that's insane. That is just...
With COVID, there's so many things that were not regulated. And that's another thing they weren't taking away people's help, you know, because they needed it.
Yes, Crazy Nurse, I agree. She is evil. His current is the one that OD'd, supposedly, in the hotel. I'm kind of torn on that. I kind of feel like it's almost the same scenario as a Jose Roman situation, where I feel it was assisted. Yeah, definitely evil. Who does that? And they definitely had help. So somebody should speak up, because this baby, her eye issues were because of Adam too. I realized that the other day. Why she had glasses and everything?
Mm-hmm.
That was due to an injury succumbed by Adam.
What?
I don't either, Crazy Nurse. That's why I think it's assisted. Yeah, I heard that.
Weird.
Oh, the glasses. Why? Her eye issue. I don't know what happened, but I'm going to be digging into that, because harmony needs to be found. All these kids with the brightest, beautiful smiles, full of life, still thinking everything is perfect, not jaded by the world. But unfortunately, these ones were jaded at an early age. And they were still bright and still believed in magic and fun. That's who we need to stand up for.
Yeah.
Not the ones going and protecting. It's just, and then attacking. It's just, no. You got that all wrong. I will ask questions first and question crap out of you. No, she wasn't born blind. From what I understand, I'm going to have to look up of who I heard that from, but I remember hearing it from a very reliable source that it was either an accident or something he did to make her blind or impair her eyesight.
Wow.
And I think that was one of his charges. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if it was Duty Ron. It might have been Duty Ron that I was listening to, or Police Off the Cuff that I was listening to. And that's one of the charges he has right now, is something that happened to her eyes.
Oh.
Correct, Crazy Nurse. Trust no one. I always side-eye everybody for the most part. I'll side-eye, or I'll drop dabbles here and there and see how far it goes. you know. And then you can see people's true colors throughout then. I'm very strategic in that because I don't trust a damn soul. If I have two fathers that can just abandon me, how can I trust anybody else? So I always look at everything. I go in and I trust. It's like a wall. You can never repair it. But if my husband did something, I'm going to grill him the hardest. Or if my kid went missing on his clock, I'd be grilling him. They would have to hold me back. Because no matter what, he was still on your watch. I don't even think I could stay with the person, to be honest. Because it's almost like the equation of like, you know, ladies, when you have a dream and you had a dream that your man was cheating on you and wake up and you're pissed at them. You want to kick their butt because of what they did to you in your dream. And you kind of have to talk yourself off the ledge that no, it was just a dream.
Or you can just kick their butt. Just kidding. Kind of. Oh, nothing. I said, or you could just kick their butt. Just kidding, kind of.
Yes, Cherise, it's definitely a game. It's a negotiation tactic with the LE. They make you feel safe, and then when they're done, they'll haul your butt to jail, to the slammer. Oh, I gotta say Alabama slammer because of Anissa. And it's definitely, that's where I say the institutionalized hardcore criminals, what do they have to lose? They don't need to talk. They already know where they're at if they're caught. You crack me up, rookie. Roll Tide. You know, when I was a bartender, yeah, Grammy H, you do. You make them suffer until you forget about your dream. So can you imagine if your kid went missing on their watch? Well, hell no. I don't think I would be sitting there. I would be high and fly because any relationship that I've ever been in, and I put this right on the table with my husband. I go lie, steal, or cheat. Everything's on the table, but those are my three cut factors. Lie, steal, or cheat.
Yeah. Which are pretty much the same thing.
And that's where you'll just see dust, and I'm never coming back.
Right. Yeah, those days of forgiving and thinking they'll change and blah, 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 long gone.
Yep. You cracked me up, Anissa. You ran to your phone because you heard Roll Tide rolled. Alabama slammer. So that's where I was getting to. Chomp, chomp. I miss, to be honest. Are you loving a little gators right there? Can we screenshot that and send it after this morning's conversation? Well, anyways, basically, my little story behind Alabama Slamma was one of these guys, he does one of those out and about vlogs, and between Facebook, YouTube, he does basically the whole West Coast, right? Multiple cities, multiple of the big tourist cities. And he started with ours first. And one of his girlfriends, who I still talk to, they came to the bar, which they'd always come and do like a walk around and then kind of like pre-party at the bar or before their social, because they would have like this social that would like hop between multiple locations in a limo at that. Oh, I just thought this is who I could use to help prepare the event since he has so many connections. Susanna, take that note down.
I'm at my fridge. Hold on. All right. So
just remind me to reach out to Out and About.
Out and About? Okay.
Yeah, once you say Out and About, I'll remember.
Okay.
So I gave them their nachos. I gave them their food, had some drinks, and then they wanted to do shots, right? Shot.
Yes.
So I would drop it like it's hot after a couple shots. I've ripped too many pants, busted too many pants wide open, busted wide open. So this girl, they always teasing her for being Alabama. She had her nails white with A painted on top, right? And yeah, I've done that too, Charisse. I'll get to that in a second. I'm gonna save that for a second. So long story short, they're like, oh, since she's from Alabama, what kind of drink? What's their specialty? There's an Alabama Slamma. They found it after they Googled it, right? And so then I had to go, like when you're a bartender and people ask for really special or crazy ass drinks that you don't normally make, like you can make typical drinks or like the ones that are always ordered. But when they order like an off the wall, it's like, okay, hold up. Let me Google that. And then you just hand them whatever. And by that time, they're typically, if it's a shot or anything like that, they could care less. It's a shooter. This one I made in a rocks glass, Anissa. It was a nice big Alabama Slamma. So then I poured it in, I think I made her 2. And I would say it was about 4 ounces each because it was like technically a cocktail, but she shot them. And so all of a sudden I get a video on Facebook of her yelling Alabama Slamma as she was trying to dance at the crosswalk where a roundabout was. Well, it still is. And she lands down, face plants the ground, all fours. You get meaner on shots. I get meaner on vodka. Tequila, I can hold down like nobody's business. I don't know what it is with me and tequila, but I can drink tequila. Anything else, goodbye. Goodbye, world. Yeah, that's why I laugh when I hear Alabama Slamma, Anissa. Like whenever I hear Alabama, I think of my girl trying to drop it like it's hot and just be like goofy and slamming to the ground. She really took her drink literally.
I drink and seriously.
Yeah. Well, no, she took the whole name of the drink.
Oh yeah.
Alabama Slamma. She's Slamma. Slam herself to the ground.
She's the embodiment of that shop name.
Oh, whiskey makes you mean? No liquor for you. You like to fight? Oh gosh, crazy nurse. Yeah, I've been in the middle of some bar stuff. I remember when I was young and still full of life. Oh yeah. Now, if you go around here, Anissa, I get a lot of free drinks, but I need a babysitter.
Right.
Because I know everybody in the industry. You fight on whiskey. You guys are so sweet in all the interactions I've had with you on YouTube. You're sweet as pie. I'm sitting there trying to think of like where we joke and we talk and we're smartasses. But then when you're like, I fight on whiskey, LOL, you damn sure know she fights on whiskey. You'll be the DD. One time I was dating this guy and it was after a long, busy night. Something was going on. There was a block party or something. And so I brought my stilettos. I brought my cute outfit. This was when I was skinny and snapped. And I found out that he was hitting on my friend. She told me. So then we go upstairs next door to a bar and we're doing shots and drinking. All of a sudden he shows up behind me after I've already like festered in this anger towards him. I had 4 people bear hugging me and I dragged them across the full bar it was only like barely even wiggle room to get through people. I barreled through them on stilettos with people literally bear hugging me.
I would have broke my ankle quick, fast.
I become a dancer, Anissa. I love to dance. You know, Ubers are dangerous for drinking for me. I've had a couple of those.
I'm scared of Ubers. There's too many crazy shit happening around them.
Me too, Grammy H, but I don't do it anymore. But when I do, I have a tolerance for tequila, so then everybody kind of looks at me like, are you sure you haven't been drinking? I'm like, yeah, I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank in a couple of years. Like, I'll have a sip here and there, but to finish a whole drink, it never happens much often. But that makes me think of the Uber. One night, we went taking Ubers. It was a bunch of us in the restaurant industry. And we were hopping between places, right? And we went to the Ritz-Carlton of all places. And I've seen dick beds out there. There's across, it's literally right on the bay, across from like where Oprah, Springer, Tom Cruise, all of them live, right? And yeah. Oh, tequila is your first pick? Hell yeah. We are definitely going to be chomping it up. Susanna, you see that? Yeah.
Where?
That's right. So,
oh, yeah.
We'll be partying in the club. We will be somebody's
margaritas.
No, I do it by itself. I don't even use lime or salt.
Whatever.
Well, you saw Jimmy. He tried my tequila, and he was like,
Yeah, guess what? Kids don't give a F about hangovers, so I try and be careful these days.
Actually, you know what's really good for a hangover and tolerance? Anybody know this answer?
Alka-Seltzer?
No.
Oh, tolerance.
Will raise your tolerance if you're starting to feel tipsy. What will raise your tolerance? Education of the day, people. Pay attention.
Water?
No, that makes it worse.
Water makes it worse?
Yep. It's something that most people won't think about unless you're a true alcoholic. Or
salt.
You want to keep up with the boys. It's something you probably wouldn't even think of. Greasy food's another one. You think greasy food, Anissa? Tequila and throw the salt over your shoulder. I love that, crazy nurse. We're going to be a riot. Vitamin B complex. Vitamin B complex. So if you're drinking and you're starting to feel tipsy and you're like, not too, I don't want to be tipsy this soon. Like, say, if you had an empty stomach even. That doesn't always happen. That would be in a perfect world if you eat before you drink. But sometimes you're just like, scenarios, you start having drinks before you eat. You take a vitamin B complex and it sobers your butt up real fast. And then the next morning, if you don't have any greasy food.
Eggs are good for your liver.
It fixes it. I don't drink beer. Now, if I ever touch beer, that's when you know I've already blacked out.
Yeah, beer only goes in a bong for me. Or funnel.
I don't even touch it unless I'm cooking.
I have a picture at a LSU Auburn game, tailgating, of me funneling with one of those little Kentwood water bottle jugs. They put a fitting on the bottom with 3 like 1-inch hoses coming off of it, and I did it twice that day. It was great. I hate beer, but you know, that day was crazy. I don't remember eating anything, and I drank a 6-pack of Smirnoff. I had a 5th of apple pucker, and then we were doing beer pong, and then we were doing beer funneling. It rained on me that day, and later on I was like, "Why is my shirt wet?" And they're like, "It rained." Oops.
Mm-hmm. What's an awful waffle? Is that like a Waffle House? Yeah, I've
I would never
definitely had some
either.
interesting nights, and my friends would have some long, funny stories about me, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's cray, y'all. That would be kind of fun if we could like go over like our funniest night out. Like I always think of Eve and her banana split.
Yeah.
Mine.
Shoot, I don't know.
Oh my god, y'all, you're gonna kill me. You'd kill me. I actually partied with somebody that I despise now. Back then, didn't know anything yet.
Is it someone we know?
Yeah, everybody knows him. His face was plastered everywhere.
Okay.
He paid for my hotel. He used to date my old roommate. And this was when he was engaged to his wife, actually. Brian? Who's Brian? Are you thinking about laundry? I'm thinking about somebody that's incarcerated now. I grew up in his neighborhood way before he moved there. You crack me up. I'm gonna party with Brian Laundry. He's shit. I can't say that. He's my husband's age. My husband keeps me in line, and I'm the older one. But so Jared, Subway Jared.
Yeah. Wow. Where's he from? Up there.
Charges came up, I deleted the picture with him. His partner tried to hook up with me. He was loaded too. But that was one of the times I popped my pants open because I was dropping like it's hot in Tampa. Yeah, so I definitely deleted that picture with all of us out because we were at a rooftop bar. We were jumping, we were hopping around because a bunch of us, he paid for us to come up there and stay at a hotel. And we just partied. And we had our own rooms. And then we all met up in the next morning after we hopped around and had breakfast. And then we went back home on our way. Nothing really crazy happened, but he covered the whole trip. He is, Anessa. He is. But that was one of my craziest nights too. I've got a bunch of crazy stories.
I didn't have I didn't go out with them, but Britney Spears' brother asked me out one time.
Oh yeah?
Because he came to the dealership that I was working at, and I guess like GMC was sponsoring her tour at that time, and gave her like a truck, I don't know, some vehicles, and she gave one to her brother, but he didn't want a GMC, he wanted a Chevy because spoiled, right? So he was coming to trade it, and you know, I was a salesperson, and he was hitting on me or whatever, and I had a ring on, which wasn't a wedding or engagement ring, it was just my aunt's ring that she had given to me. And I was like, I'm in a relationship. He was like, what's that got to do with me? I was like, oh, no thanks, you pompous ass. Left that alone. I don't like arrogant assholes.
No, actually that's how I got to be friends with one of my good friends. He made me so mad. Like after my mom died, we used to go out all the time. And yeah, the scars do prove it, Charisse. We used to go out all of the time. A group of us girls happened to meet up in the club, and then we ended up being really close. There was about like 6 or 7 of us. It was around the same time as that, right? And this guy comes out. Now, we got to be good friends afterwards, and he'd be across the club, and he'd yell out, Flint! I'd look over. He was yelling at me. That was my nickname in the club. But he grabbed one of my girlfriend's hair, playing with her, but he was being like, I don't approve of that kind of stuff, especially being in a DV relationship prior to that with a 6'8" firefighter at that. He'd break through the door to get to me and bust down the walls. because he was on steroids. 6'8".
Nice.
I'm 5'7". So I'm very sensitive and I will stick up. Like I told you, I'm a mama bear. So when I saw my friend having bent over sideways because he's pulling on her hair by the base of her skull, I went flint on him. My blood came out. My flint blood. Let's just say guidance went popping. He learned not to do that ever again. But he's actually a personal trainer and does really well. Yeah, I got right in his face. When I get upset, like when I reach that limit, I throw a right hook. Y'all are feisty in my chat. I love you.
Everybody wants to kick ass.
Oh yeah. I've always been a headbutter.
Oh yeah.
Somebody gets in my face, I'm a headbutt.
Well, that's where your little one gets it.
I'm punching about it. I'll punch later. Headbutt first.
Ah.
Wrong, y'all? Is that wrong?
No. Your head is usually closer and harder.
Yep.
And catch them by surprise.
But they don't expect your head. And then this was what made me think of, I was gonna reference that when I was in a DV with a 6'8" firefighter who was 1.5 taller than me on steroids. You know, crazy nurse, I was the only girl growing up. And it's just life. I was a complete tomboy, but my mom was a model. She did Miss Michigan. She did Teen Magazine. She did all of those. And she tried to get me into, you had to learn to fight. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, that was me. I was always the one that had to stay responsible because everybody else was going to go buck wild. But I tried.
There was one night where it was one of our girlfriends. Oh, Grant, I was a ballerina but could kick your ass. Oh, I was, yeah, I did jazz, tap, ballet, all of that. But I was the same way. I didn't get really girly until I joined cheerleading prior to my junior year. The one and only year I cheered. But I forgot my thought.
This was me. I have a picture in my mind. I have to find it. Me and two of my best friends in high school. One of them we were going in a parade. I forget what a homecoming parade, what it was. One friend was on homecoming court, so she was dressed up in a dress and she was going to be doing the parade wave and shit. Mm-hmm. And I had another one that was a cheerleader, so she was going to be hyping up the crowd and whatnot. And then I was dressed as a clown. My shirt was, I cut two shirts in half and sewed them together, so it was pink on one side, purple on one side. My face was painted all crazy. My hair was all crazy, like I was the clown, right? Mm-hmm. So that's, if you can envision that. No surprises there.
There's so many insane stories that I've been through that you're in the flag corps don't make you mad. I love that. That it's just like, oh, I was going to go back to the Ritz-Carlton. So we ended up hopping around town, and we went to the Ritz-Carlton. This was before we went to two other places, and I think we called it a night. But we all came in, right? All dressed up, looking good. Nobody knew we were restaurant staff. But the bartenders knew. So we come walking in like we're big shit. And the bartenders come out and all shake our hands and give us hugs like, welcome, welcome. Such a warm welcome that everybody in the Ritz was like, who the heck are these people? Same here, Crazy Nurse. Same here. I get told I should write a book a lot.
I try to forget.
Which
I tend
part?
to forget a lot. Yeah, I know. All the parts. All the parts.
It would be multiple books.
Do it in no particular order. Like, do it to where they can read it in no particular order. Just different, separate stories, you know?
Yeah.
If they wanted to go in order, they could. But, you know, I like those books that's standalone, but also a part of a series.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever dated somebody that was just amazing but crazy? Or have you ever let somebody slip by? You're like, shoot, I should have grabbed it when he was chasing.
I don't know. There's this one. I don't know. It's like sometimes I think I should have chosen a safe person. Well, I did choose a safe person. My husband was a safe person because he and I were just friends for 7 years before we started dating, and it was just kind of like I knew him, I trusted him, whatever. And it was a safe place, I thought. But there was this one guy that I used to do this thing called a 6 weeks trial period because I got tired. Like after my first big breakup, after 4.5 years, I did this 6 weeks trial period that if by 6 weeks there was something that didn't feel right or wasn't going right, I would just cut it off because, you know, tired of wasting my time on people. And there was this one that his hands were softer than mine. So I was like, no, can't do it. Legit.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he would have been like.
Like what your younger self you would have not been interested in. And then as you look back, you're like, that was quite a catch. And then you just let it fly by.
I always attracted the wrong ones.
Until he had you fooled. Yeah. Those are the best charmers. Mine was a guy in my senior year, and I didn't know how much he cared until he drowned after graduation. Aww.
Oh, that reminds me. Yeah, there is one. Huh. Probably would have treated me like a queen my whole life. And he died too. It wasn't really a passing by, it was a passing away. But we were friends, you know, at the end, so it was fine. But yeah, that was a rough one.
Well, see, I always thought about like the what ifs. Like my husband, I love him to death. I'm his biggest pain in the butt. I'm Susanna's biggest pain in the butt. I've become Anessa's biggest pain in the butt.
But we love it.
I was having her spit some crazy shit out yesterday.
Huh. Yeah, I just got so much going on lately. Plus being sick, I feel like I've been out of the loop.
Well, it's just me talking crap and being entertained. Self-entertainment, you say. So what cracked me up was this one guy that chased me for a long time. He'd come into the restaurant that I was a chef at, and he would always be like, whatever you want to make me, I'm okay, because I love anything that you make. So I'd always make some off-the-wall crazy stuff, you know, and make it. So then he would come and do my dishes, because I was a one-man show in the restaurant. Like, the owner would leave me to my lonesome, and I would cook, clean, do dishes, clean up. You know, everything was me. And her, two badass girls running the kitchen. And that was all that was in there. And that's very rare. It's a male-dominated industry, because I started off as a chef. And he would come back and wash all my damn dishes, and it didn't matter if it was a plate or like a burnt up like pan, right? He chased me for a couple of years. And now, guess what he is? He was one of the presidents of JP Financial. Correct, crazy nurse. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. After my mom passed away, you have to learn to be alone and content with yourself before you can make anybody else happy. Yeah, crazy nurse. I let that slip by. But that's okay, because I got my little shit. He is my pain in the butt. Wouldn't change it for the world, though.
Right.
I just need him to learn how to dance or be willing to dance.
Oh my gosh. This last one that I kind of talked to could dance so good. Oh my God. Rhythm like a mother.
Oh, I love dancing. I love having girls' time and dancing. Oh, even skinny dipped into the yacht club, the local yacht club. And I dated that manager too.
Wow.
Yeah. I've learned that too. As you get older, you realize you want a man that's very independent, but not one you want to be a mama to. You want some type of compromise and care for each other. Like, it's one thing to take care of them if they're sick, but you need somebody that you can rely on that doesn't depend on you for everything, like wiping their ass.
One that'll take care of you too if you're sick.
Or get sloshed at home and then go crazy. Yeah, somebody that can take care both ways, mutual.
Not leave you with 2 kids and a farm while you're, super sick.
Mm-hmm.
That was rough.
Yep.
But the animals and the nature and my kid kept me going.
And see, sometimes those things make you cherish life in a different value that some have never learned and take advantage of or don't even appreciate.
Yeah. The horizon of, like, I don't know if I told you my Santa Monica story, but I went there 3 years in a row and I just fell in love with the horizon there. It gave me a calm that I'd never felt before. And it was like, okay, all right, I'm good. I could do this, Before that, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, woe is me,
Right.
And so I went back to the same place 3 years in a row just to get that feeling and just reset. And so hopefully I can do that in Florida.
Right. And sometimes you need that. You need a mental reset and self-love before you can love anybody else. And that, unfortunately, sometimes comes with learning how to be content alone. Not necessarily lonely, but you have to learn to love yourself and be alone first.
I think the key to not being lonely is to pretend that my bits don't exist. You have no needs. You don't exist. Shut your trap. That helps.
Or do what I do. You're good. Your microphone just amplifies it. That's all.
Oh, that's why I've been muting, because I've been snacking some pita chips and hummus.
Oh, that sounds good.
Treat people how you want to be treated. The golden rule. Sorry. Just reading the chat.
Correct, Brookie. That is so true. And that's why I have certain, like, you find your standards in a certain aspect too. Like,
I think what's hardest part for me is whenever I'm with someone, I want to be with them. Like, I'll drive 6 hours on a work night or something just to go see them or something. That's how before I had kids. But just saying, like, it's hard for me not to want to be with them. So we end up living together fairly soon. And that's a big problem because then you feel stuck, or, you get in a situation where it's like it's harder when you live together. But it's hard when you don't live together. So I don't know how to do the not live together thing. I need to learn how to do that for one day.
Right. And definitely when you get into like what they would call like the you have to kind of bounce over the honeymoon phase.
Yeah.
To kind of skip that. Or
yeah. Just not go so deep into it.
Right. Right. Yeah, you find yourself and you find you built to be alone or with someone, but don't feel like you rely on them. So strength and morals. Strength and morals, people.
Yeah.
Reach it, girl.
That's why I had such a hard time with my ex-husband, because I had never, I always had my own place, my own job. If somebody would come and live with me or something, but the one I married talked me into quitting my job, leaving my house, moving with him out of state. It was the only time I ever lived out of state. And, so it's a whole big deal. Yeah. And then finally we got here, and this is the longest I've ever lived anywhere in my life. So I don't want to leave.
Don't give up to Saturn. Don't give it to Saturn. That is correct, Brookie.
Do I still sound as congested as I feel like I sound?
Not bad.
Like my voice. No. My voice is not all.
It sounds better. It sounds better, but I can hear.
It's a lot of straining still. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, the pollen is insane, and allergies, and that just does not go well.
I hadn't even been outside, girl. Oh, hold on. Right.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even cover. And we'll end this since we've been girl chatting for a bit. We'll end on this part. How about this? Oops, took my time and went slow. And then as soon as we bought a house, the abuse started. Almost killed me.
Oh, wow.
I'll come live with you, boo-boo. I done that. I'll come live. Left here to be okay. But come back and found. Correct. That's a good point, Brookie.
Yeah. Come on, Brookie. Cost of living is cheap. You can work online. Got a whole half a house that I don't use.
That is true. She does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's awful. Mine are outrageous, crazy nurse. All right. So, Oklahoma, Arkansas. All right.
That's what the... Louisiana, sister. Louisiana. Come to the dirty.
All right. We'll go over some of the missing. This is Jose Eduardo Shea Dominguez.
Can you tell me why they have to keep such long names? Is it like surnames and stuff that's in there?
Yeah, it's the last name of both of their parents.
Gotcha. In Russia, the middle name is the first name of the father.
Okay. Sometimes, and then there's also a lot of Hispanics that don't even have a middle name though, too. Or they just have two first names.
Okay.
This Jose, his date of birth used was July 16th, 1965. His hair is black, his eyes are brown, his height is 5'4", he's a chiquito. His weight is 116 pounds, male, white Hispanic. They are offering a reward up to $5,000 for the leads and location of Jose. On August 2nd in 1981, so this is a cold one, he left his Stockton, California home walking to meet with friends at Stribley Park, located nearby. At the time, he was wearing gray corduroy pants, gray tennis shoes, and a black t-shirt with the name Che printed below a Cancer zodiac sign. The Franklin High School Jazz Band trumpet player and wrestler never returned home. So he was in high school. Dominguez was initially believed to be a runaway since family and tipsters reported that he had been seen. However, Dominguez did not appear or contact family during the holidays or his birthday, which was unusual for the team. In 1989, an individual was charged with an alleged role in Shea's disappearance, but the charges were dropped when the key witness recanted his story, so it's definitely a threat. If you have any information concerning the disappearance of Jose, you are encouraged to contact the San Joaquin County Sheriff's Office or your local FBI.
Okay,
and
where can you blow up his flyer or no?
It might take a hot minute.
Okay, that's okay. Go ahead.
I'll be doing a video on this.
Okay. Hey guys, if we can get guidance up to 500, she can start using her community post. So we need a few more subs. Yeah. If you can help push a few more subs in here.
I'm big on the missing, and especially cold cases like this. But with my twins, I can be more active on the community post, posting the missing and their faces.
Yeah. Than
always going live or making videos because of my squealing men. Now, This lady is Mayushi Bhagat out of Jersey City, New Jersey. She was born in India. Her hair is black, eyes brown. She was 5'10", 150 to 160 pounds, medium build, female. She speaks English, Hindi, and Urdu. She has friends in the South Plainfield, New Jersey area. She was last seen in the evening hours of April 29, 2019, leaving her apartment in Jersey City. She was last seen wearing a colorful pajama pants and a black t-shirt. Bhagat was reported missing by her family on May 1st, 2019. She was attending the New York Institute of Technology in New York City and was in the United States on an F1 student visa.
Aww.
Sue Ellen Teresa Tennyson. She is out of Yaogo, Burkina Faso.
What? Can you say that again?
Yeah. Yaogo, Yalgo, and Burkina Faso, Burkina, and then another Faso. Her date of birth was December 21st, 1938. Her hair was brownish gray. Female, white American, Catholic sister nun, and a member of the Marianites of Holy Cross. Tennyson has a red spot or scar. It's like a spot scar above her right cheek. It would be right there. She may be potentially located in Burkina Faso, Mali, or Niger. She was reportedly near blind in her left eye due to cataracts, and she may wear glasses. She was an American citizen and none living and working in Burkina Faso. Was kidnapped by an armed gunman in Yaogo on April 4th, 2022. So she was just recently kidnapped by a gunman.
Wow.
That's scary stuff. And then Tionda Bradley. I have covered her before. Her birthday was January 20th, 1991. Chicago, she is from. And this is where she is missing from as well. With brown hair, brown eyes. She was 4'2" at the time of disappearance and weighed 70 pounds at the disappearance. She is a female and her race is black. A reward up to $10,000 is being offered in the information of her whereabouts and location. At the time of her disappearance, Tionda had a light complexion and a slim build and wore her hair in long ponytails. She had a burn scar on her left forearm about the size of a quarter. Tionda was last seen wearing a green ponytail holders in her hair and had a scrape on her left calf. She is described as being shy with strangers and loved to run track and dance. On July 6, 2001, the then 10-year-old Tionda and her sister, then 3-year-old Diamond, were reported missing to the Chicago Police Department. According to their mother, a note written by Tionda was found stating that the two girls were going to the store and to the school playground. An extensive search of the area and surrounding neighborhood met with negative results. If you have any information regarding this person, the nearest FBI office or local American embassy. And the field office for her is Chicago. I heard my accent there. And that would be her sister, Diamond.
Wow.
So just want to cover a little bit each day.
What database is this? Missing and
What?
Exploited? What database is this from? Missing and Exploited?
FBI.gov. So this
Oh,
is FBI.gov. Bye, Crazy Nurse. Thank you for joining. All right. Well, anyways, I just wanted to go over a couple of them. And then thank you for spending some time and chit-chatting. And we will see you on the next one. Thank you for joining me, Susanna. Thank you,
Of course.
Chad.
Bye, everyone.
Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you on the YouTube streets. Adios, amigos.